Guys, I have maybe found the next flip for the series. It's going to literally take all of the money I've had, and it's my biggest business risk that I've taken to this point. I can't tell you what the car is yet, and I don't know if I'm gonna get it yet. I will if it's like it is in the pictures, but it's a 5-speed manual, 255 horsepower, front-wheel drive, and it's German. Every single one of those facts is something that people typically don't want to look for when flipping a car, but it's only got 60-some thousand miles. And it looks pretty nice.
Bluetooth connected.
Boys, that is right. We have just purchased this Audi TT. He had just washed the engine bay, so it looked like there was a lot of water with some oil on it. I'm really hoping we won't have any serious oil leaks, but it's kind of hard to tell. Overall, the car looks amazing, drives amazing. I'm really excited. It's got all of the blue interior. It's got all of the blue seats and everything. Everything looks great. Only 68,000 miles. Absolutely no lights on the dash or anything. And best of all, it's a 5-speed manual. I actually wanted one of these cars for a long time. I'm actually kind of stoked to get one. You know what? Even if I lose my money or only break even on this car, it'd kind of be worth it just for the experience. This is a sick car. Oh, I'm so excited, guys. I don't know what happened, but I think I just got royally scammed. It was fun for like 5 seconds. The guy said his name was Mark. I don't even believe that at this point. I didn't get footage of it, but I drove it a minute. And it started overheating completely. Basically, we lost all our coolant. The coolant was pouring out all over the ground. The engine was so hot and the coolant was pouring out everywhere that there was just smoke billowing from under the hood. Cop pulled me over because he was concerned about me and gave me a lift home. That was everything I had. Since then, the guy has deleted his Facebook profile and deleted the listing. I got royally scammed, and I'm such an idiot. I keep trusting people. He said he needed money for his dad who had a stroke. He acted like such a nice guy, such a genuine guy. Made up some bullcrap story about how he's had it since 2015. I lost everything. If I can't fix this car, if it's like totaled, like the engine's totaled, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because that was everything I had. And I did that so I could hopefully fix my Corvette. Just a kid, you know, trying to buy a car at a fair price, $3,000. For a car that can't last a minute on the road. If he ever finds this video, I just want you to know I forgive you. Okay guys, it's the next day. I got the Audi to my house. It came with a car cover, but the car cover was also to hide some damage inside the trunk. Regardless, I'm a bit more calm after yesterday. I was very upset, very flustered that I would get scammed on a car that I spent $3,000 on, which isn't like an insane amount, but I mean, it's all I really had in liquid, you know? I did some research and I found out that the leak could just be a $20 fix. I'm really hoping that's what it is, and I'm hoping I didn't warp the heads while driving it about a mile while it was really, really badly overheating. I don't think so, because I did start it since then and limp it home like a half-mile away after I waited for several hours for it to cool off and when the sun went down. And I didn't hear any strange engine noises, but let's go ahead and get this car cover off and I'll show you exactly what we're working with. Here's the car with the cover removed. As you guys can see, the paint, it's some of the nicest paint for a $3,000 car I've ever seen. It really is a beautiful and lovely car, especially for a car made 25 years ago. It's got new tires, and let me show you maybe the best part. The inside is mint. We have a navy blue interior, beautiful navy blue seats. It smells amazing. It looks amazing. It's a 5-speed manual. I didn't realize that they made cars like this luxurious in 2000. I didn't realize how different the craftsmanship was in an Audi compared to a Chevy. It really is quite something else. And it's only got 68,000 miles, but let's go ahead and look under the engine. There, all of that is coolant, and it was way worse before when it actually had coolant. Okay guys, I was trying to show you on camera, but I can't really see it without taking off all of the engine covers and plastics. But down there, there is a whole bunch of coolant just like piled up on top of the transmission. This is most likely because of where it's at, which is kind of like near the rear of the engine, towards the closer to the firewall on the back side of the engine, right above the transmission. There is a coolant flange where all these coolant hoses go to, and I did notice some coolant on the hoses themselves as well. And apparently it's like a $20 part, and it's a piece of plastic, and it goes brittle and breaks over time. It just squirts coolant everywhere, and it doesn't allow the coolant to pressurize and circulate through the system, so you're not getting any cooling, and you're just getting tons of coolant leakage everywhere. Thankfully, it only looks to be on this side, and I really don't think I warped the heads, and I sure hope I didn't. So what the plan is on this car is we're going to go ahead and try and get to that part, see if that actually is where we think the leak is coming from. Then we're going to go ahead and fix it, replace it. The part should be here in 5 days. If it doesn't turn out to be that, then I'm out another $20, and I can take it to a shop to get it professionally fixed from there, as long as the engine isn't destroyed, which is what I'm really hoping against. But other than that, I'm not even going to have to do that much work to it aside from replacing that part, because this car is like cherry. It is super nice, got brand new tires, the brakes are amazing. The paint is beautiful. Literally the only blemish in the paint is right here. There's a little bit of scuffing. But aside from that, this car is dang near perfect. And look at that booty. It's a nice booty. Right, now that we've got it in the garage, we could go ahead and get our lights on top of it. And let's just make sure that we get this job done carefully and effectively, because I've never done this job before.
The first thing I had to do was remove the plastic covers on the battery and then remove the airbox so I could access the coolant flange. Once the airbox was removed and the coolant flange removed as well, it was apparent that the coolant flange was the source of the external coolant leak. And after importing parts from Germany, in about a week I had my new coolant flange, and after installing it I was pleased to report that the coolant leak externally was resolved. However, after starting the car back up and seeing as no coolant was leaking out, but we were still overheating and that there was no circulation, it was apparent that we still had a serious problem.
I am becoming a firm believer that being broke creates necessity, and necessity creates genius. I had this in my shop, and I paid them for a diagnosis, but they didn't really diagnose anything. They said they didn't know what it was. So that's kind of a waste of $80, but I think I figured out what it is. I'm pretty sure that it's either a thermostat, a water pump, or both. So we're going to replace both of them. Although the parts aren't here yet, they are on their way, and they should be here in a day or two. What we're going to do is we're going to get off everything so that we can get to those parts. And it kind of sucks. I really just wanted to have this headache over with, but it was going to cost over $1,000 to have my shop do this, and that's with an employee discount and my parts discount, where I get my parts at shop price. So I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do it myself, and I'm going to learn along the way, because I've never done anything of this magnitude before, and I really hope I don't mess things up. Guys, I have no idea how to explain this to you, but this bracket right here is the single-handed biggest pain in the butt on any car I've ever worked on. It took me like 30 minutes of whittling to get this off, and I jacked up the engine to an unsafe amount, but we finally got it out. Gosh. Guys, this right here is a new water pump. My old one, or what's left of it. I don't know if there's more pieces, but these are the pieces of the impeller. Melted, distorted, corroded, just destroyed. And I don't know if this was because of overheating or if this is what led to overheating, but either way, this tells us for sure that the water pump was at least part of the problem, if not the entire problem. This is terrible. All right, and right there, we just got our water pump on. Now it's time to remove and replace the tensioner and the idler pulley, and then we can go ahead and remove the thermostat, put it all back together, and hopefully we no longer have any overheating issues. Yes! Let's go! Yes! Guys, I've been doing some work off camera, and this is what I've done. You see that bracket in there? Remember how hard it was to get off? It was almost equally as hard to get back on, and I was struggling with it. I couldn't make any progress. All of a sudden, it just went ploop, and it went into place. All right, we have finally got this thing back on its own weight, and there's the motor mount. We got the power steering reservoir back in place. We got all of the covers for the timing chain back in place. If the timing's off, we're crooked. But I'm pretty sure we triple checked it like 100 times. It's about as good as I'm gonna get it for a first time. I really hope I don't blow the engine, but regardless, the last step is this.
And I installed the coolant overflow tank.
I just got back from Michigan, and this has been a project. This Audi TT behind me has been a project for several weeks, maybe coming up on a month now. And today, when I got back from Michigan, I put on the serpentine belt and put coolant in it. We're gonna need to add more coolant as we go. But everything else already got put back on, so we should be ready to start it. I've been really just kind of procrastinating, even waited till I got back from Michigan to try and start it, because I'm really scared, because if I did something wrong with the timing, this engine's cooked. I really think I followed the procedures, I did everything right. There's just so many things I could have done wrong. I'm so nervous, but I'm as excited as I am nervous, so let's go ahead and see if this thing runs and doesn't overheat, or if we blow up the engine. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Couple of lights on. That's a bit alarming actually. We have an ABS light on and this light on. I'm not sure what either of those lights are on for. We can diagnose that later if it holds. Right now it's holding pretty steady at that temperature it's at right now. Let's hope it stays there. If it doesn't stay there, that could be a really bad sign, but let's just hope that this stops that overheating for good. It just jumped up another notch, so that is not a good sign. Let's just hope it holds. No idea what's going on because the water pump was bad, and I replaced the water pump and I replaced the thermostat, but we're still having the exact same symptoms that we had before we did all of this. So I'm wondering if there's something else in addition to this, if there's an air pocket, if the engine's just cooked. I really hope that's not the case because I cannot afford that to be the case. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna go do some research, but this is not the news I wanted. I guess at least the engine, I guess at least I got the timing right, but I don't know. In case you guys can't tell, I'm not very happy right now. This car behind me, I just went ahead off camera and I replaced everything. I took everything off again. And the water pump seemed fine. I did notice some corrosion on the seal and around where it mounted. That was because probably of the fact that I used universal coolant, which apparently has silicate in it. I did not know that, so that was on me. But because of that, when I went and put everything back together again, did the whole job over again, we have a small water pump leak. So I have to do it all over again and get a new water pump with a new seal to hopefully stop the coolant leak. And even if we stop the coolant leak, it's not going to stop the overheating issue because we've already had this when the water pump wasn't leaking and it didn't work. So I'm at a complete loss on this. I replaced basically everything in the cooling system. I have no idea why it's overheating. The engine may be just completely cooked. I don't know. I'm going to have to get it into a shop once I get that done. It's just another cost. I had to buy 4 bottles of coolant total so far, a thermostat, I had to buy a timing kit, I had to buy another water pump, and I had to buy a coolant flange, bits and bobs. I already paid my shop for one diagnosis from the get-go. Now I'm gonna have to buy another diagnosis and then pay the labor to get whatever it is fixed because it's clearly beyond me. This car is over $3,000 because of all those extra costs. It's probably like $3,300 now. Mixed with that go-kart, that's like $5,100. And for someone like me, a $5,100 loss when I'm making basically minimum wage is really detrimental to me. I have no idea how I'm going to come back from this. I really hope this works out. I really wanted to make this video completed where we got this thing sold and flipped and running and driving without overheating. This is going to become a series. This is going to be part 1. There's going to be for sure a second part. There might be 3 parts to the Audi TT specifically, but the series of me continuing to try to flip cars until I'm able to buy a supercar kit car for my cheap C5 Corvette or go homeless is going to be still something that continues to happen. And I'm also still going to go homeless if I don't hit 5,000 subscribers. So because of everything that's going on with this, not much I'm been like suffering a lot from my own mistakes, but also partly because I got scammed. If you could give me a like, give me a subscribe, it would really help my morale right now. It's insanely low, but I don't really plan on quitting on this car or on the YouTube. But this is going to be the end for today's video. Hopefully we can get this done next video. But it's already been like 6 weeks I've been working on this behind the scenes, and I just have not been able to get it. And so I gotta get something out on this, and it's just going to be a series rather than a single standalone video. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's what you guys want. But I'm going to stop yapping and let you guys go, and I'll catch you on the next video.